mission is to lead in the development of a world-class workforce, and their vision is that all are productive and our region is prosperous. We are returning to discuss the first strategy again, awareness and enrollment of the community workforce plan that we now have named our Hire Local Plan. We so appreciate your participation and input. The meeting will start in a few minutes. I am Dorcas Ellis, your moderator. Okay, everyone, are we looking at?
All right, Dorcas, you can start whenever you're ready.
All right, I will do that as directed and instructed. Okay, so here is the agenda for today's meeting. We are going to start by introducing yourself to the group. I would like to thank all of you all for joining this meeting on today. I'm going to review the meeting agenda so that if anyone has any questions before we proceed, we can start there. Okay, so as I said, introductions and housekeeping. We will have our presentation, which is the community workforce plan and strategy tactics overview. We will then have the opportunity for questions and answers and give feedback. And then we'll have our closing with an exit survey. Okay. As a reminder, here are the features in Zoom that you can use to give feedback and make comments. All right. So I hope that we have all acquainted ourselves with those features. Hello and welcome to today's meeting. We are discussing the Hire Local Community Workforce Plan. We appreciate your participation and input. I am your moderator, and my name is Dorcas Ellis, a Senior Project Assistant at Adisa Communications. Today, we are conducting our second series of the first engagement session of this 8-part series to collect your feedback on the 4 strategies included in the Hire Local Community Workforce Plan. Workforce Solutions has created its second iteration of the Community Workforce Plan with the help of Austin area workforce development community-based organizations, training providers, and employers. The purpose of today's meeting is to provide you with additional details on the plan and highlight the first strategy focused on awareness and enrollment. We welcome your questions and comments regarding the plan, and we will make sure to take those notes back to our colleagues at Workforce Solutions. Thank you so much for your time today. So now I believe we should be looking at the QR code and housekeeping. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that here. We welcome your questions and comments during this meeting. However, we also encourage you to use the QR code displayed to visit the website directly to learn more about each strategy and submit your input through the comment box at the bottom of the page. So if you don't have your phone handy, go ahead and find it. I'll give you about a minute to do that. And then you can just take a picture so that you can provide your comments and learn more. You can access the website anytime, and your comments will be posted to the public. So I'll give us about 30 more seconds to get that together for those who would like to access the QR code. And while we anticipate you all taking that opportunity, I want to introduce 2 members who are monitoring the chat for this entire meeting. They will be able to ask your questions for you and or share your comment. We will answer questions during the Q&A session following the presentation. So before we get started with a brief overview presentation, is there anyone here that attended the Hire Local Summit yesterday? If so, please share your thoughts on how the summit went. So I see something in the chat. Are there any thoughts? Did anyone attend yesterday's amazing event that the Workforce Solutions put on for the community, for the public? Wonderful, wonderful. It was a great summit, exclamation point. My mother is an editor, and so that exclamation point means I have to say it with excitement. And so I'm sure it was an exciting event. It was a wonderful opportunity, a groundbreaking opportunity, and very dynamic and inspiring. So I'm loving hearing this. I'm loving seeing this. I'm so happy that the work that was put in for you, for us, for Austin to prosper was well received. And we are going to move forward with that intention. All right, so now I ask that you place your name and what organization you are representing in the chat. And I also want to know, what do you hope to get out of today's meeting? So place your comments in the chat. And what do you hope to get out of today's meetings? And I'll give us time to go ahead and place that expectation on this virtual engagement session so that we can make sure we are getting what we want, what we need out of this session.
Dorcas, I see a comment from Amanda Pincock at Austin Career Institute. She said, hope to learn more about how we can make the Austin community stronger.
Okay. All right, thank you for sharing that with us. Making the Austin community stronger. Any other comments? If you don't have one at this point, it's okay. The chat will be available for you this entire workshop. So please, as things come to your mind. All right, I see Kevin Brackmeyer has also placed a statement in the chat. Carmela, can you read that for us, please?
Sure. Kevin is from Skillpoint Alliance. And I believe, Leslie, I'm not sure, but I believe that that's part of one of your programs at Workforce Solutions, or you work with them, one of your partners.
Right. Skillpoint Alliance is one of our really strong training provider partners.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes, awesome indeed. So thank you all for sharing those expectations on what you hope to get out of today's meeting. So now I'm at the part of the program where I get to introduce our speaker, who is Ms. Leslie Puckett with the Workforce Solutions Capital Area. Leslie is a Workforce Solutions Capital Area Director of Research and Career Awareness and has been with the Workforce Solutions for 7.5 years. She leads Workforce Solutions Capital Area's strategic goal to bring awareness of in-demand careers to job seekers and students in Austin, Travis County. She develops partnerships with local secondary and post-secondary entities and employers. She has been working on the Community Workforce Plan 2.0 since its inception. Next, we will have a brief overview of the plan by Ms. Leslie Puckett. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorcas.
Yes,
Yes, I've been very lucky to be part of the workforce plan from the very beginning. So starting with the first iteration in 2016, being able to work with our community stakeholders and identify the different strategies that were important to Workforce Solutions as well as our partners. And at the bottom line, our goal is to connect people with training and employment that will move them out of poverty and help them lead productive, sustainable lives in the Austin Travis County area. And we do that, as you are probably well aware, by 4 strategies: awareness that leads to enrollment in high demand post-secondary training, helping people attain the supports that they need to succeed in training, and then work with them to be placed in good careers that will help them continue to advance, throughout their professional careers and upskill and earn more money as they gain experience and additional education. And as Dorcas mentioned, I have really been working with the awareness and enrollment strategy for the past several years. And I work with students in the K through 12 system, as well as our Opportunity Youth Partner organizations, and also our adult job seekers to help raise the awareness of all the different careers in our region and connect them with training. And there are some subsets or tactics that we've used and really worked with our community partners to develop different strategies to address the career awareness. And I don't want to call anybody out or put anyone on the spot, but I see a lot of our different partners from our partner organizations such as American Youth Works. Hi, Allison. Hi, Kevin from Skillpoint Alliance, and Amanda with ACI. And so I would love if you want to chime in with some of the great work that you're doing to raise awareness of careers. Please feel free to do that, because this is definitely a community workforce plan, and Workforce Solutions works very closely alongside our partner organizations. But I'll kick things off and talk first about the strategy of labor market information. And that's something that Workforce Solutions is really proud to be able to offer to the public and to our partner organizations as they look strategically at job projections and wages and what employers are really needing, and aligning their training courses with what the demand is in the region. Workforce Solutions has access to a lot of information using Texas Workforce Commission data, as well as some software tools that we use to look at current job postings and job projections and wages. And we actually can provide labor market information to you at no cost. And so if you ever need it, you can reach out to us. And I'm going to drop a link into the chat for our labor market information request form. It's on our website, and it will go directly to my team, and we can provide that to you. And I think one thing that we've really gotten better about over the first iteration of the workforce plan is tailoring labor market information to different audiences. So the way you present labor market information to a middle schooler is very different from how you present it to an adult who is looking at changing careers. And my team and I have really started to try to figure out how to target different age groups and really make an impact with the information that we share. So we've really begun looking a lot at social media, how to put things together in infographic form and make it really digestible for a wide variety of audiences. I know there's a note here about K through 12 work groups. We've developed some virtual webinars throughout the pandemic that we've seen gain a lot of traction, healthcare and skilled trades. And a lot of our partners who are on the call today have been part of that as presenters to talk about their training programs and talk to different educators and students about opportunities that are available through their specific organizations. And this tactic just really mentions that we have a lot of labor market information. We strive every day to keep it up to date and relevant, so that people are accessing real-time data as much as possible, and using the best information possible to make strategic decisions for themselves or their organizations. And I think I've mentioned a lot of this in some of the previous slides, but just making sure that materials are accessible. And online and through social media, we've really embraced those methods of communication, because that's frankly how a lot of people get their information these days. And so embrace social media and creating really targeted infographics with labor market information, so that people do get the information very quickly and are able to understand it in a simplified manner. And we also work to give the information, like I said, to a variety of different audiences like school counselors, career navigators at our workforce organization partners. And they do a lot of career advising. And so having the labor market information is really important for them. And I think that, and as I mentioned, during the pandemic, we've really shifted to a lot of virtual service delivery of labor market information. And we've actually created what's called a microsite for all of our resources that we have developed for career awareness. And it's called climbtheladderctx.com. I'll just type that into the chat really quickly. And it's a website that we've developed where we link to a lot of different resources that we found to be very valuable for career exploration. It has a lot of information, workbooks and flyers and infographics that my team has created in-house, but also links to Department of Labor resources or to other websites that we've found that we really find valuable. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for a career seeker or a student. And we have really been more strategic about tracking our employer partners that we work with through a CRM tool and trying to keep track of the partners who are really engaged in career exploration activities such as career fairs and workshops and other events like that. And I wanted to just pause. I think I'm probably coming to the end of the first tactic. And I wanted to see if any of our partners have any feedback about how they work to raise awareness of career opportunities and the training programs that they offer.
Hi, should I just jump in?
Sure.
Okay, I'm Amanda with Austin Career Institute, and we have been lucky to have partnered with Literacy Coalition for a short time, and they've been able to supply us with an AmeriCorps volunteer who was doing 100% of our job placement outreach. So we update resumes, we connect people to employers, we outreach employers, we have job fairs once a month. We send resumes out of our students that are looking for work or that are ready to get into the field. We're just very, very involved. So we make that part of our, I think that that's really one of the things that we're the most proud of is our numbers for graduation and then for employment as well. So we just tell our students the whole way there, we just make employment a focus so that, once they graduate, they're really in the headspace to get in there and get into a living wage job and be able to support their family and move up, and not just be stuck in a hourly wage for the rest of their lives. So I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but we also were doing soft skills training and things like that as well to help them be able to retain employment once they have it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to respond to what you said. It sounds like you do a lot to connect people with employers.
Yes.
And just making sure that the students know what's going to be expected of them in the workforce. So
Exactly. Yeah. So we have a database of about 150 employers, and we will sometimes, blast that and send out resumes or send out invitations to job fairs and things like that. So, and then we have some partners that we work very closely with that they want to come to every single job fair and things like that. So, and if they have a position open, they'll specifically reach out to us and see if we have anyone that's ready for that position. So it's great. We love it. That's our whole purpose for existence, is to get people into the workforce. So yeah.
Do you have any ways in which you'd like to expand what you do? Or do you see any gaps that you'd like to fill and any ways that you could partner with, Workforce Solutions or any other organization?
Yeah, actually, we work with Workforce Solutions obviously all the time, but sometimes our students, their career counselor will also be helping place them or helping, give them job listings. We do send out a weekly email with clickable job links that are open. I love when Workforce Solutions is involved, because that's just more job opportunities and more, people are able to find something that they might not otherwise choose. They might feel more comfortable in one job or the other. As far as gaps, off the top of my head, I know that we could always improve. I mean, we do partner a lot of times with Workforce to do our job fairs. Since COVID, that's kind of been different, but yeah, we would be dual inviting employers. So Workforce Solutions would be inviting employers, and then we would as well, so that we have a broader range. But I'm going to think about how we can bridge any other gaps before I talk.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
You want me to go?
Sure.
So for Skillpoint, I think I understood your question, kind of what we do and how we partner and work with other entities. But I think for us, Skillpoint is about pulling individuals out of poverty. That's our mission. We target individuals that are 200% below the poverty line, and actually majority of the students that we serve are like at 50% below the poverty line. So there's we are constantly trying to, reach out to different communities to get students enrolled. I think for us, our employer partnerships are really important. We've got like probably 400 or more partners that we work with on throughout different programs. We have a mentoring program where we invite employers to come in and speak to students. So that really, helps students understand what's going on in the industry and the different types of jobs that are available. Sort of like in the manufacturing industry, there's, hundreds of different types of jobs in the manufacturing industry. So it's been a real crucial part of that program. So those connections with employers are really, really critical. So I think we're just, hammering it down every day, trying to get students enrolled in our programs and, trying to help people, realize their dreams and, get not just a livable wage, but get into a career that has upward mobility potential, and not just something where they're just making that, $15 an hour. We're looking for jobs that are going to get them, that upskilling opportunity. Gaps, I think, I don't really see any gaps. I mean, other than really, I think the main thing that I've seen is just sort of getting the word out. It just seems to be a struggle. I think everybody's probably dealing with that, but I don't think, for instance, with manufacturing, individuals truly understand what manufacturing is. And so when we're out there advertising for this training program, they don't really have a clear understanding of what it is. So I think the more that we can do to really get the word out, I think the better, to describe what each of these industries do, depending on the program. So with a pre-apprentice electrical or plumbing or manufacturing, I think the more we can get the word out about what that job's about, the better off we're going to be in terms of recruitment.
Yeah, definitely. I know that the manufacturing partnership has done a lot of videos and work to really bring the industry to people so that they can kind of get inside a clean room and see it for themselves. And I think you kind of have to do that in order to understand some of these.
Yeah, you really have to put some effort into the marketing piece. We had a story run last night, and we saw our applications increase exponentially just overnight. So it does matter. And I think, again, getting the word out is I think crucial in this whole process.
Thank you.
And our partnership with Workforce Solution is stellar. We enjoy it. It's been great. We work hand in hand together at tabling events, referrals. Workforce Solutions comes in and talks to our students. So there's definitely a great process there of collaboration that we've thoroughly enjoyed.
Great. Thanks for the partnership.
I can go, Leslie. Allison Branton with American Youth Works. Apologies that my camera is off today, y'all. It's a little chaotic, so I'm finding a quiet spot. I would say, and maybe refresh the question, Leslie, just to make sure I give you all the correct things. I can tell you a lot of what's going on, but.
Sure. I think the original question that I had posed was, how does your organization raise awareness of in-demand careers, specifically for your training programs that you offer? And then, what are the gaps that you see, and how could we as a community partner together to continue to raise awareness in a larger scale?
Right. So we serve opportunity youth ages 16 to 24. So they are going to be, have multiple, barriers, and most all are trauma informed in some way or other. So we keep that in our conscious at all times. And then so we look to get them into careers that are going to be life sustaining. And we work a lot with Workforce Solutions data. And so we've created our 3 training cores around that, which are construction, healthcare, IT, and an upcoming manufacturing. These are all pre-apprenticeship opportunities where they would graduate, and then be the ideal route would be that they would maybe go into Skillpoint and take their their advanced, manufacturing track and go in with an employer, or they could do it at ACC or something like that. So we support that in many ways, with career exploration. We really enjoy the data that Workforce Solutions provides. That's something that we can go to as a tool. We also look at that as a tool for life that the students will always have, not just now. We've recognized some areas in the students, especially while everything was remotely. And so some things that they needed. So we've created My Success Plan binders, where we put in these resources in more of a physical way. So there'll be a Workforce Solutions page. There'll be a Skillpoint Alliance page. There'll be, Literacy Coalition, Foundation Community. So they always have these resources at their fingertips. We send, for example, if there's a Workforce Solutions career fair, we'll send it out to all the alumni with all the information and help them register. Your in-person career fairs are fantastic, and we look very, very forward to bringing some more students there. We do a lot of field trips, mock interviews, and mentorships, that whole soft skills piece where we call them professional skills. Our students are definitely needing that. And so we work on that quite a bit. The gaps that I'm seeing, employer trauma informed training. So employers understanding who these young people are, and they're not just young people. This trauma can stay with them quite long. Helping employers understand maybe some whys people are 15 minutes late to work every day, and rather than making this a punitive situation where they feel like they're in trouble all the time, sit down, have a very respectful one-on-one conversation with them. They may be using a bus to drop off multiple children before they get to work. There's easy solutions to that. Just push back their start time, offer them extra hours on the weekends, something like that. And there's a lot more to that maybe we host a whole other thing about that. Also, y'all, I'm going to be very honest with you. I work very closely with people on job applications. Simplify your applications. I know that there's, HR situations, but for example, we will upload a resume, and then we still have to put in the application all of the work experience. So we're retyping that again. Consider that your applicant might be looking at this while riding the bus on their phone, using someone else's Wi-Fi, and you're asking them to do all these different steps. So I hear all these employers all the time saying, we need people, we need people, we need people. And then these applications are just daunting, quite frankly. So I would strongly suggest something like that. I mean, Leslie, you and I talk about this quite a bit, and maybe that's something that we do with Workforce Solutions. Maybe we host a big, and we're working with Jessica on this, you know, talking a bit more about employer trauma-informed training and just what it looks like to be. And we often use the word compassionate leadership training. So you can even take the trauma aspect out of it and just think more compassionately about your team members and what they may be going through every morning just to get to your workplace.
Definitely. And I think you're referring to the upcoming November Opportunity Youth Focused Networking event that Jessica, our colleague, is coordinating. And that's going to be a great opportunity to connect some employers and young people and kind of hopefully work through some of these issues and raise awareness of them. Because I think that's a really important point, that awareness, I mean, I think the strategy 1 has really focused on career awareness, but you know, several of you have mentioned soft skills and being an important awareness piece as well. And then I think awareness on the employer side of what some of our customers might be going through as they're applying, and then when they're on the job. I think that's awareness is probably a broader definition that we need to think about. So thank you for all this feedback. Does anyone else have any comments while we're on this topic? Well, I think there were a few other slides, and I kind of stopped us in the middle, but I felt like we were at a good point where we could have a conversation. But I'll pick back up and go through the rest of the material if you'd like. But please feel free to comment either in the chat or, you know, just unmute yourself if you want to give some perspective from your organization. I think the next slide really goes into working with career navigators and the really intense one-on-one career advising. If you could change the next slide.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
And I just wanted to highlight the comment from Diana to Allison. You are addressing issues that impact equity and the lack of equitable issues like the internet and transportation. We need more inclusivity, change your start times, and have flexible shift times. So absolutely agree with that. All right. And Leslie, you said to go to the next slide.
Yes, please. Great. Okay, I was right. I thought the next slide was career navigation. Okay, so the career navigation is the 4th tactic of strategy 1. And I forgot to mention that the other tactics, starting with labor market information and up till career navigation, have been slowly getting more focused. So labor market information is something that can be broadly disseminated in the community and given and packaged in different ways to impact different populations. But career navigation, as I know you're all aware, is very intensive and one-on-one. And you know, really, we find that career navigation makes the most impact, and you know, can really help an individual identify what their career pathway is going to be and through post-secondary employment. And so over the first iteration of the workforce plan, I've really worked to connect more with our community-based organizations and the career navigators and the case managers at each organization, and equip them with the information that they need to help their customers make informed decisions. So my staff have been working on some monthly webinars where we invite case managers to come and learn about, you know, in-demand careers, in-demand industries, gather some labor market information, hear from local training providers and employers, and then they are hopefully better equipped to be speaking about that particular area to a customer who might be interested. And then we also, like I said, we try to enhance the support available to career navigators, the labor market information and the resources that they have to hand to their customers, because we realize the case managers and career navigators can't be experts in every single job out there. But we try to create a lot of materials at Workforce Solutions that they can use, whether it be a flyer or a one-pager with a little bit of information about a career, and then that equips the customer to go and do their own research and figure out if that's really the pathway for them. As I mentioned earlier, we have a microsite that we have developed. It's climbtheladderctx.com. I put it into the chat earlier. I'm sorry, this refers to the workforce plan microsite. Sorry, there's a lot of microsites out there. So I can turn it over to Carmela if you want to talk about the workforce plan 2.0 microsite and giving feedback on it.
Thanks, Leslie. So yes, everyone, let me turn my camera back on. But thank you for telling us about the other site. And I think you left that in the chat as well, didn't you? Okay. But hello, everyone. I am Carmela Green. I am actually a senior project assistant for Adiza Communications and have been on the other side helping facilitate these meetings that we've been having. And every session, I get so much out of it, as well as learning so much more about these organizations like yours and these institutions like yours that really have been a critical part of our community, and especially since COVID has happened, have been really doing your part to make sure our workforce and our labor markets are aligning. So we'd love to get more of your input. Your feedback today was amazing, but please don't forget to follow the QR code and actually go to the microsite as well. And you can leave your comments in real time, and Workforce Solutions can respond back to you and all of those kind of things and follow up with you. So we just want to thank you for your time today, and also encourage you to really visit that microsite while it's up and put your input in for the higher local plan as well. And I think, Dorcas, it's back over to you.
I think you are right, Carmela. Thank you. This was so informative. This is my first opportunity to actually witness all this good work and all this good information. And so I want to thank you, Leslie, for sharing this presentation with us. I would like to also thank all of the attendees who have provided so much information about your programs and the work that you are doing, which is admirable, and the solutions that you see and the opportunities that you see. I'm a problem solver, so I like that, and you're helping people who need help. And so that makes me feel really good. At this point, I am going to open the floor for any questions and answers that we may have at this point. And I'm not sure how much time we have left, Carmela, if you could give that information to us just to keep us on track, because I know that, you know, it's Thursday.
Yeah, I want to be respectful of everyone's time as well. We usually wrap up in 45 minutes. We do have an hour and 15 that we block off, but that's just to see if anybody has any commentary. So if you all have any questions for us, feel free to ask them in this time. But if not, Dorcas, you can close us out.
Okay, and if you don't want to ask questions, of course, that chat box is always there for you to go ahead and type that in. So I'll give us about a minute for people to come up with something. And if not, then as Carmela has directed me to do, I will have to say farewell for now. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and jump in and, or of course, post that in the chat. You can raise your hands, all that good housekeeping and etiquette that we've learned during this pandemic. So.
And I just want to shout out, thank you, Diana, for that compliment. That means a lot for me. And all of you, thank you so much for all that you've shared. And This was a great opportunity for us to engage as well with the community and all of you that are in these roles in the community, just really working hard to make sure that we stay a community. So thank y'all so much for attending. And I think we read everything. I just wanted, Diana, I don't know if I read the comment where you said, thank you, Allison, for your truth. This is a safe place to discuss what you are seeing from your side. We need to do better. And this meeting today is a step in the right direction. I just want to say thank you for that. Like, this has been something that even us on the team, Adiza team side, have really come together with our team to be part of. And we've, even pulled other team members in to be part of these conversations just to learn more about what you all have been doing in the community as well. So, I mean, it really is a higher opportunity all around for everyone involved. So we just really appreciate your participation in these sessions we've been having.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So will there be other opportunities to share input or get involved?
Absolutely. So we do have another session coming up next Tuesday or Monday. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It's October 5th. So we would love for you to join us for that engagement session. We'll be going over the second strategy again and kind of bringing together everyone to talk about it like we did today. You can go to the microsite for those links to the engagement sessions. I'm not sure if Damian can put those in the chat, but if not, they are on the microsite as well. And so we would love to see you at those sessions. I think we've got 4. This is the first one. And then I think we have 3 more left to go over the strategies again and just get any other free feedback that we can.
Okay, so that's October 5th, right?
Yes, October 5th.
All right, sounds good. Sounds like a plan, sounds like a date. So if you all have any additional comments, we ask that you use the website using the QR code. So go ahead and place that information on the screen now. It has been an honor and a pleasure to moderate this session today. I see some opportunities. I've written down some names and some contacts. You all can look forward to hearing from me. So I'm Dorcas Ellis with Adiza Communications, and thank you for the work you have done. Thank you, Leslie, for hosting us and sharing and providing the information that you have to make Austin prosperous. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye.
All right, thanks everyone. Just gonna read Allison's comment. Dear employers, please create more apprenticeships, internships, and training opportunities with your organizations. And this is recorded, so I'll make sure that comment is on the video as well. Thank y'all so much. And I hope to see you at the next one. We've dropped that link to register for the next one as well, if you'd like. All right, have a great weekend.